Well, I'm sitting here with a East Coast legend, Laine, inducted into the East Coast Surfing Hall of Fame. And what'd that mean to you when you got inducted?
It was really super gratifying because I've always been proud to be from the East Coast, be from Virginia Beach. Personally, I always thought of it as an achievement to progress in surfing and be acknowledged being from a place where the surf's not that good.
Right.
So
Every now and again it gets okay.
it does, yeah. And obviously we're very close to Cape Hatteras, so that's a bonus.
Right.
But I think for me it was kind of a motivation to try harder, work harder, and just try to make it.
Well, you got on the world tour and you were on there for
Yeah.
quite a long time.
Yeah.
Nearly a decade, right?
Yeah, that's true. My older brother Randy, did the tour in '77, the full year, and at that time, your only information from the events was either a phone call or waiting for the magazines to
About
get published
3 months later.
months later. So I was getting the phone calls when the tour started at the Stubbies, which was the first man-on-man in 1977, and I think MP
beat MR in the
beat
final.
MR in the final. Yeah, and you were right there.
I got a quarterfinal.
Yeah, amazing burley heads. I mean, I think some of the best burley heads I've seen in photos or video.
No, the one day was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And my brother had a man-on-man heat with Rabbit, broke his board, lost the heat. And back then I think he was traveling with 2 boards. So I mean, if you break one, you don't have a caddy.
No.
You're pretty much done for the heat. So, but yeah, I followed it super closely that entire year. And then, I started competing in a couple of IPS events in '79 at Grog's at Seaside Heights, and then eventually got to where I could do more and more of them. But at the time, I mean, it was really hard because not having sponsorship, the ability to travel and get to the events was a challenge.
Well, that
Still is.
Yeah, but that changed later on. Is you got hooked up with Quicksilver, right?
Yeah. That was probably 1982. It was the first year I got to do the entire tour, thanks to Quicksilver and Rip Curl. They were instrumental.
And your old mate, traveling mate, Willie Morris.
Yeah, and Willie Morris, best travel companion you could want, because he had done the tour, partially in '81, most of the tour in '81. So he kind of knew where to go, what to do, made it a lot easier. So, yeah.
I'm going to bring up one event because I was partially responsible. The OP Pro East in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
You beat my mate from Huntington Beach, Buddy Lamas.
Great contest, man. Super difficult event because the surf fluctuated so much that week. And East Coast events, you never know within the waiting period what you're going to get. So I think we were lucky to have that kind of a tropical storm for a couple of days and get some surf, even though it was short-lived. But yeah, Bud, great surfer, great competitor. And it was a super close final. I think it was best 2 out of 3, right. And it was a split decision. So yeah, super close final.
But that event had everybody there. Sean, Rabbit, Richard Cram, everybody was there for that one.
Yeah, and at the time, I mean, the OP Pro in Huntington, and OP also did events in Florida that were on the tour. So they were a significant part of the world tour in that early mid-'80s.
Well, it must have been unreal for you, coming from the East Coast and winning arguably up to that point the biggest event that had been held on the East Coast.
Yeah.
If you take out the old Florida Pros and the Grogs, right?
Yeah.
That event was, probably the biggest event that had happened.
Yeah, and that one was the most heavily attended. That was when we were starting to see the influx of,
Curran was coming at that point.
Barton Lynch, Martin Potter, but we still had yourself, Sean, MR, Rabbit. So it was like the clash of the generations was beginning to take effect. And that was what was so fun. I think is I consider myself lucky as to be in that era where the greatest professional surfers were dominant, and then you had this influx of newer California,
a whole
Hawaii.
new crew.
Yeah. So that was amazing.
50 years for the WSL, but it's going to be 50 years for Surf Expo.
Yeah.
When was your first Surf
Wow.
Expo?
That's pretty easy. The very first Surf Expo was in Virginia Beach at the Sheraton, and it was Ross Houston. I want to say in the
76, 75, 76.
mid 70s somewhere, but it was in Virginia Beach. I think the next year it went to Kissimmee.
Yeah, the Tupperware Center.
Yeah. But the first one was in Virginia Beach, and Cecil Lear, Ross Houston, and it was helped to get put together by the Eastern Surfing Association. Right. So that was the first one I went to.
And here you are. We're still sitting here.
Still alive.
And you transitioned yourself into the industry.
Yeah. I started out of professional surfing, competing, working for Billabong as a sales rep, and for Oakley, and for Quicksilver, and it's been really fun to just work within the industry. Allows you to surf and travel, usually as much as you can possibly handle. So it's been great. No complaints.
Still getting in the water, I gather.
Still trying to get in the water as much as possible. We just had a new wave garden open up a couple of weeks ago, so that's been a bonus.
We surf every day now.
I tell people all the time, I'm like, hey, Virginia Beach will never be flat again. So you can criticize it all you want, but we've got a wave every day of the year, a perfect wave. So it's nice.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Wave Garden. And it's the first wave garden in America.
Yeah, the first one, and they've done an excellent job because you get a left and right simultaneously, and in an hour session you can get 20 perfect waves and be tired.
Right.
I mean, it's not the amount of punishment is limited. You can select any perfect wave you want. So it's really the best of all possible combinations. The nicest thing is you can kick out of the wave, and the current next to the wall takes you right back out to the lineup.
It's like cheating.
So it's cheating. The paddling and the punishment, the duck diving, the jellyfish, the sharks, it's all taken out of the equation. The barrel waves, all of the B waves are very shallow, obviously very hollow, but you can take a hard slam on the bottom. I think fortunately the bottom, the concrete, is coated in urethane, so you don't come up bleeding, but you can take a decent slam.
Could probably break a bone if you hit it wrong.
Yeah, if you hit it wrong, I'm sure anything could happen, but you just try to lay flat, land flat, cover your head. And now Wave Garden and other pools, they're offering helmets, so they've got brand new helmets to offer to the kids or to anyone that wants to wear one. Which is a good thing too. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
We look forward to being here, not that far away, January 2026 for the East Coast Surfing Hall of Fame inductions and 50 years of Surf Expo.